Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me? Good evening. Can you guys hear me? So let me know if you can in the chat. I'm assuming you can't hear me. Hello, 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 hello. Oh, perfect. Thank you. All right, so I'm just going to wait a couple minutes for people to pour in. Where's everybody from? I got to know if I got people from around the world, North America, South America. Winston's over here, by the way. He's ready to go. You should hear him. He's just whining and whining. Poland, all right. All right, more people are here. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. So the way that I'm going to go with this stream today is that I'm going to answer the questions that have been posted first. And then you guys can drop more questions if you want in the chat. Obviously, I'm going to be training my dog at the same time as well. And then I'm going to bring Bella out as well afterwards. He needs a little fix. I don't know if you can hear him, but he's whining like crazy right now, right? Hey, 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 hey. Come back here. Hey, hey, come here. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, come here. Wayne, come here. Down. Down. Good. Relax. I got him here sitting for like 5 minutes already. Is Aussies really much more demanding breed than other dogs? So, I mean, if you compare it to like a pug or something, then for sure. But yeah, you definitely need to exercise them properly. And what I mean exercise them properly, it's not like taking them out for like 3 hour runs and stuff like that. Like you need to focus on mentally exercising them and physically exercising them. Like I could do a 5 minute training session with just doing commands and then he'll be out for like the next few hours. But if I take him out on like a hike for like an hour-long hike, like he still has the desire to do things. Relax, relax. So it's more about the quality of work that you have to put into the dog rather than the quantity. Whereas like, let's say you have a pug, you just take it around the block or whatever, your 30-minute walk and then they're fine. So, but you also need to teach these dogs like how to turn off too. Like I could have Winston sleep for the entire day and he'll be fine. Obviously at the end of the day, we're gonna do stuff, but like there's times where I just need him to chill and do nothing. And then there's times for him to let that out, like let go and have fun and, you know, play and all that kind of stuff. So it's about teaching them the off switch as well as also meeting their needs. But it's possible. Honestly, it really is. And it depends like what you do with your dog too. Like if you're just playing fetch with your dog all day, they're going to keep increasing their stamina. So they're going to need even more exercise and more and more and more. It's a fine balance, and you need to find that balance with your dog and the lifestyle that you have. But if you're like the type of person that, you know, puts in overtime or like, you know, is out 10 hours a day, like maybe this dog is not for you. But you can manage their excitement and manage their drive to do things. And that's kind of like with almost every dog, except again for like the Chihuahuas and pugs and stuff like that. All right, so I'm gonna go to the questions that I have. So this first question, how did you get Winston to stop biting as a puppy? I try to correct mine and bites harder thinking it's a game. I also can't get him to stop biting objects he's not supposed to. I use corrective word, oops, and I give him a toy to bite instead, but it'll go right back to it. Been trying this for 3 weeks and we're seeing no results. Okay, so for puppies, it's very common for them to start biting and nipping and doing these kind of things. Remember, they're puppies, and this is how puppies investigate things. They don't have hands, so they have to use their mouths. Obviously, like I don't like puppy nipping. No one likes puppy nipping. So what you are doing is correct. Like you have to redirect them to a toy or something like that. But you can also, like if your dog starts acting crazy and it's like nipping you on the side or whatever, what I did with Winston was I just picked him up until he chilled out. And once he chilled out, I just let him go. That helped a lot with me. It could also be that your dog might be like exhausted. Like maybe they're not getting enough sleep. Puppy needs a ton of sleep. Like if say your puppy is maybe 2 months old or 3 months old, like they need 20 hours of sleep. So when they're cranky and they're agitated and they're exhausted, that's when a lot of nipping happens. It could also be that maybe you're not giving your dog enough of an outlet, right? So maybe not enough play. So try to do those things and see how that works. But remember, it's also about prevention too. So like if you're continuing to see your puppy do a certain thing, like make sure you have a house leash on them, right? So this is how you can easily redirect them and prevent them from doing rehearsed behaviors. And then there was a follow-up question to that. Also, my Aussie pup knows to go potty outside. However, I noticed he will sniff certain spots in the living room and pee a little. Sometimes right when he comes back from going potty outside. Okay. I feel like he may be catching a scent, but if I see him do it, I clean it right away. Did Winston do this? Is it possibly a male puppy thing? So for that, the way that you just kind of have to create a schedule with your puppy for potty time. The way that I did it, I don't think I ever had Winston pee in the house unless if it was like an accident. Like he didn't actively search to go pee somewhere. So what I did was I created a schedule. Every time he woke up, like he's inside the crate, he wakes up, I go take him pee. Right before we play, I take him pee. After we play, I take him pee. Before I put him inside the crate, I take him pee. Like it's like some dogs really need to pee like every 20 minutes. As soon as I see Winston was drinking water, like 5 minutes like after, I'll just go take him pee because it was like he just needed to pee often and he needed to get it out. So that was one of the best ways to manage that peeing situation. Again, as they get older and like that's going to be much more manageable, but just be on top of that. Like make sure, and you see the signs too. If he starts sniffing the ground, that means he's most likely has to go pee or poo. So just take him outside, pick him up and take him outside. Don't give him the opportunity to go pee on the floor. So next question is recall training. So honestly, this is different. I would approach this differently depending on how old your dog is. If your dog is a puppy, like recall training is super easy to start with because they generally want to be around you anyway. I don't know how old your dog is, but one of the first steps that I would do is just creating a good relationship with your pup or with your dog. Just show them that you have good things, right? And you are the best thing in their world. Once you do that, once you have a great relationship using food, using play, all these kind of things, then you can work on recall. One of the things that I did to teach recall was, of course, they need to know their name. Like their name has to be positively associated with something, right? Which is usually food or play. But to get them to actively come to you, one of the exercises you can do, right now he's a champ. I'm going to do it with Winston. He understands the game, but what I do is I like to throw the piece of food. Once he eats it, I say come, or Winston come, to get his attention. I back up because dogs like motion, right? So if you're backing up, they're like tunnel vision to you because they like motion. So you say, Winston, come, he comes, and then you say yes, and you could give your food. So as an example, Winnie, come on. So I have the food. Ready? Go get it. Winston, come. And then you could say, well, I don't like this, but then you say yes, and then you can move and then give him food. So we could do it again. Piece of food, so you have one, you throw it, go get it. It got stuck somewhere. Winston, come. Yes, and then you could give the food, but make sure to back up too, because dogs like motion. Down. Good. Let me check chat for a second. Okay, we're good. So that's how I would start recall training. Start it inside of the house too. Don't start that outside because there's so many more distractions out there. Start low distraction and then slowly build your way up. Make sure you have a leash on too, just in case if they started to like go off and just completely ignore you. What you can do is when you have the leash and they ignore you, you just pop them on the leash. And then when the pop comes, they're going to be like, what the hell was that? They're going to look at you. And then you say, YES, you back up, and then you give them the food. So I hope that helps with recall training. Next question. What is your opinion on kid trainers? I mean, you do you, man. Like, there are some kids, I've seen some kids on the internet training their dogs, and like, they look like experts. So if you're looking into becoming a dog trainer, like start now. Like the sooner you start, the better. I started way late. Like I'm an old man now, so don't worry. You can do it if you want to become a if you want to become a trainer. Like the earlier you start, the better. Favorite toys and enrichment. My favorite toy would probably be a tug toy, which I don't have. I thought I had it. It's this little brown pillow that I like to use to play tug. There's two handles on the side, so I can easily grab them and like thrash it around. I also like the Kong frisbee. It's a red frisbee. It's a rubbery frisbee. It works really well, especially where I live, because it gets cold, so I don't have to worry about the frisbee getting super hard and like, you know, if he goes to bite it, maybe like he'll bite it and then like cut his tongue or whatever. So yeah, I really like that. And then for enrichment, I like to use the Kong You know the Kong where you freeze like pate or raw food or whatever. Those are really good, but honestly, I've kind of stopped using enrichment stuff. I like outside is my enrichment or his enrichment. Like sometimes I'll just go on trails and he'll sniff all the stuff that he needs to sniff. Like I'll go outside when it's raining too, just because it brings extra scents out. Like I have stepped away from enrichment toys a lot. Like I used to use puzzle toys too. But I find the best enrichment is outdoors, right? And training your dog. Favorite treats, maybe a separate video of favorite things. Well, for favorite treats, I like to use freeze-dried stuff. So like freeze-dried liver or freeze-dried chicken or salmon, anything freeze-dried, I really like. You can use cheese too. I just don't like to give a lot of cheese because it's not good to give a lot of cheese. But cheese is fine. It helps a lot too because it's smelly, so the dog wants to actually investigate what it is. You could even use like boiled chicken if you're not into the raw feeding kind of thing. Like just boil some chicken, shred it up, or even before boiling it, cut it into cubes, boil it, and then there's your treats right there. There's a lot of things you can do with treats. Next question. Actually, you know what? Before I go to the next question, I'm just going to play a little bit with Winston. Actually, wait, how many treats do I have? Okay, I have some treats. So I'm going to do a little bit of exercise with him before I go to the next question. The exercise that we're going to do is just positional changes, and I want it in a specific way. So when I ask him for a down, I want him to down in a specific way. When he gets into a sit, I want him to sit in a specific way. And when he goes into a stand, I want him to stand in a specific way. So I'll show you what that looks like. You whiny boy, come. So we're gonna go from the side here. Good. So the down, I want him to go backwards when he downs, not brings his front legs forward. So the way that I train this is that, okay, for now I could lower him. He has a piece of food down, just like that. And I say, yes. Now when I want him to sit, I want him to bring his back legs and scoot them forward. So I'm gonna lure him again with the food, just upwards. So it's gonna look like this, sit. That wasn't that really. So let's try again, down, good, sit, yes. Good. And then when I want him to stand, I just want him to kick his back legs backwards. So the way that I do this is I kind of tuck the food underneath his chin and try to get him to push his leg backwards. He has a little bit of trouble with this. Like he ends up moving his ass to the right or left. So let's see. Stand. Yes, good boy. Go get it. And then just as a restart, I'll throw the food. He'll come back to me. And then we start the game over again. Good. Sit. Down. Sit. Stand. Sit. Down. Sit. Stand. Down. Yes. Good boy. Good job. All right. I got a couple more treats, so we'll do it 2 more times. And then I'll just put him back into the down. And what's good with this is that, no, come on. What's good with this is after you do like a quick training session, I like to just put him in a down and just have him relax. Like have him switch drives, because right now he's in a bit of a prey drive, like ready to train kind of thing. So this helps a lot with just mentally like being able to just chill at some point, right? And this helps with reactive dogs, right? So sometimes let's say your dog is, let's say, reactive to squirrels, right? They love chasing squirrels. You can work on this, right? So you have him worked up, and then you just tell him down and tell him to chill. That way he's forced to just hold that down and then just change mindsets. So down, sit, stand, sit, stand, down, sit. Yes, good, get it. Here, good. And it's kind of hard for him to see because the treats are a little dark and the floor is dark, but that's okay. Last one, sit, down, sit, circle, down, Sit. Stand. Sit. Good. Good job. Down. Good. So now I'll have him chill a bit. Let him cope with that. And then we'll get to the next question. Let me check chat first. So chat says, Kate, so I've had a golden retriever for most of my life. Do you think that provides a good foundation or preparation for owning an Aussie? How did you prepare for getting Winston/Bella? And did you have any prior experience with dogs? I'm relatively new to this channel. Thankfully, I found it. It's honestly one of the most helpful YouTube channels I've come across, and haven't seen all the videos with the backstory yet. Sorry, I guess there was a word count. No worries, and thank you so much. It means a lot. So I'm gonna be real with you. Yes, if you have a golden retriever, Winston down. Hey. Good boy. That's fine. It's a big dog and they're a retrieving dog, so they actually have quite a bit of energy. I don't know if you got a working line or a show line golden retriever, but golden retrievers are pretty big dogs, and I know they're known for being friendly. Aussies, I wouldn't say they're mean dogs. They're not mean dogs. They're more aloof to like strangers and whatnot. You can get them to like people. Like Winston likes people, but however, if someone with a hood and shaded glasses come walking towards him, like he's gonna feel some sort of way. And that's honestly, it's normal for a lot of dogs. But remember, like these dogs are farm dogs. They're shepherding dogs. Like they're not meant to be like friendly with everyone, right? They're supposed to be with their shepherd doing the job, and like that's it. But again, like you can totally do that if you start socializing your puppy, or if you get an Aussie and you start socializing him young with people and whatnot. They can become very friendly. What was the other part of your question? How did I prepare for Winston and Bella? So the way I prepared was, so for Winston, I just did a lot of research, like a ton of research. Winston is my first dog. And it was for like a year I did research before I actually ended up getting Winston. You could go on YouTube, you could go just Google Australian Shepherds. Again, like my channel, I think would help a lot. It has helped a lot of people, and it has showed some of the mistakes that I've done, right? So some of the mistakes that I done with Winston was I over socialized him with another dog way too much, and I didn't build a solid foundation with him. So when he saw other dogs as a puppy, all he wanted to do was go over and play with them, and it turned into reactivity, and it was a mess. And I ended up fixing that. Like now he's fine. But like no matter what, every dog that you're gonna get, you're gonna make a mistake, no matter what. It's just the way it is. Even with like I'm becoming a trainer, and my trainer is like, yeah, even I fucked up with my dog, and he's getting a puppy soon, and he's like, I'm gonna fuck up with this dog too. But it's part of the journey, and it's what you do with those mistakes that you've done, right? Don't worry, if you make a mistake, it's okay. You can correct it, you can fix it later down the road. But obviously you wanna start on the right foot. So I would say just continue going through my channel and see what you can find. If you have any other questions, you could always reach out to me. And like I said, I kind of snuck it in there, but I'm becoming a trainer too. So I don't know if you probably don't live near me, but I might start offering like online services too in the near future. So keep out for that. And if you end up getting a puppy, good luck. What did you do with your spare time? What did I do with personally, my spare time? I play video games. I'm a big gamer. And I honestly, I don't have much spare time now that I think about it, because I'm becoming a father in the next few weeks. I have 2 dogs. I have a house. I work as a dog trainer. So there's not much spare time. I eat, sleep, play with my dogs, see my wife, love my wife, game, and then go to sleep. Like there's not much in between. It's the part of growing up. And no worries, Kate. I hope I properly answered your questions. Again, if you have any more follow-up questions, then go right ahead. I'm just going to go back to the original questions that we had in my post. So, I think this might have been you. What was your process for finding a breeder? I've started looking into getting an Australian Shepherd, but many of the Aussie breeders near me who leave tails intact don't seem very reliable. Do you have any advice on spotting red flags when evaluating breeders? Thank you. So the best thing when you're looking for a puppy and you're like assessing the breeder is if they have a questionnaire about you, like if they want to know about you, so like your lifestyle, you even have the time to take care for this dog. To me, that just shows that the breeder actually cares about what she's putting, or he or she is putting out there. Also, if the breeder is breeding like Aussie doodles, like that's a red flag for me. Like I know people love their doodles and whatnot, but they're like I've seen a lot of doodles. I'm working with doodles, and like it's a bit of a mess out there. They're not ethically bred. They're not meant to exist. I know, again, people love their doodles, and I get it, but it's just a red flag for me. And not just doodles, but like Aussie, like Aussie crosses or any crosses really. Like if they're doing that, then it just shows to me that they don't really care about the temperament of a dog. They just care about the money and the looks. So you don't really want that. Another thing to look out for is, or something that you should strive to do is like ask them about the dog's parents, the would-be puppy's parents, right? So ask if you can meet them and ask about their temperament. If they say something like, "Oh, my dog doesn't like people," like most likely their puppies are not gonna like people too. Again, it's nothing like that's like a headache you just kind of want to avoid. So I hope those are some of the few flags like off the top of my head that I could think of. And we'll go to the next question. Let me just check chat real quick. Okay, nothing there. So the last question in my post, and after this, I'm gonna actually bring out the tug and show you how to play with Winston, because there is a method to playing with your dog too. And it's different for each dog. Like each dog likes to play differently. So this last question is, what should you do if no attempts at training have worked? The dog I'm struggling with is half Aussie Shepherd, half Black Lab, and he is genuinely becoming aggressive and nothing's helping. I've been trying for the first year of his life and no results, only worsen behavior. He's the only dog I've ever had, and that doesn't, okay, so he doesn't seem trainable. At that point, like if it's actually aggression, like you need to go see a trainer, like 100%. There's no if, ands, or but about it. You need to go see a trainer and they can guide you through it. Now, if you've already seen a trainer, I would ask, what kind of trainer are they? Are they force-free trainer? Like, are they like kind of those who don't like to put pressure on the dog? Like personally, the way I train my dogs, like I use corrections on my dog all the time, right? These dogs are physical creatures. Like they understand corrections more than like treats and whatnot. Of course we use treats, right? There's a balance with everything. There's positive reinforcement, and then there's positive punishment, negative reinforcement. Like there's a balance with everything. Most of your training should be positive reinforcement, but there are some times with some dogs, like they need to be told no, and you need to be firm with that dog too. So it really is a loaded question, and it's hard to give you a proper answer, but the best answer that I can give is just seek out a trainer and see if they can help you with that. Because if your dog is genuinely becoming aggressive, there's a disconnect there between you and your dog, or it might be genetic too, right? So like again, like I said, this is an example of what I was talking about before. It's a Australian Shepherd and Labrador mix, right? Like those, we could love our dogs as much as we want, but at the end of the day, that should not be a cross. Like that should not be like that should not be a dog, right? Like there are breed standards for a reason, and you breed for a purpose. And maybe it was an accidental litter. I don't know the backstory or anything like that. But when things like that happen, there's behavioral problems. Yeah. So let me go back to chat. Okay. So no more questions for now. If you have other questions, please go ahead, write it in chat. I'm going to go get my toy. Stay in your down. You let me know if he gets out of his down. And then we're going to do a little bit of play. And I'll show you how I play with my dog. We use both mental exercise and physical exercise. All right, so this is a toy that I use. I know someone asked the question, what are my favorite toys? This is one of my favorite toys. It's just a little like tug toy, essentially. And like I said, it has the two handles, so when he bites here, I can grab the handles, but if I want a bit more of a grip, I could also grab this. So what I've been working on with him was, I think I posted the video on Instagram, whereas I'll have the toy like here, let's say. Can you see that? You can't see that. Let's bend it down. Hopefully that's better. So like I have the toy here, and then I just basically want him to ignore it. He's good at this. And then I'll put him into a HEEL. We'll go around it. We'll come back. We'll go one more time. And then I want him to look at the toy, stare at it, and then I'll release him to get it. Now the problem that he has, and I know he's gonna do it, and it's gonna be very annoying, but when I ask him to go into the HEEL, he's gonna hop, and he's gonna be overly excited. Like you can tell he's overly excited right now. You hear the whining and all that stuff. So I have to think of a way to break it down to him really easy. I'll show you, it's gonna be a shit show right now. Heel. Oh, okay, bud. So, target. Yes, good. Oh, and he's a big boy too. He's 60 pounds. Oh, good boy. So when I play with my dogs, I let them jump on me. Dogs are physical creatures. If you've seen two dogs play, they're all up on each other, right? They're like biting at their ankles, whatever, in a playful way. They're doing all these physical things, right? So I let my dog do that. He doesn't nip me or anything like that, but he's allowed to jump on me. He's allowed to be physical with me. And I'm going to be physical with him, right? I'm going to put pressure on him. Yes, good. Oof, oof, oof. Ish. Oof, oof, good boy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oosh. Wah. Stop. Down. What else did I want to say about play? Shit, I forgot. Oh yeah. Mentally exercise your dog and physically exercise your dog during play too. It's important to teach them to use their brain, not just go, 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 go. You need to use your brain, and this will help in your training if you have a reactive dog too. It's really important to do this. So like, I'll test them here. Heel. Good. Down. So now I won't even let him go get it. I know he's thinking about it, but I need him to use his brain before he can go get that toy. Good. And there will be a little bit of leak, like he's leaking. You can hear him whining, right? He's really excited. He's whining. He's really excited. He wants to get the toy. He wants to get the toy, but I'm not letting him get it, right? There's rules, there's boundaries, expectations, all these kinds of things. And in order for the game to continue, he has to listen to these rules. So I'm going to release him soon. Yes. Good. Whoosh. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. Oof. Ooh. Good boy. Oh. Yeah. Ooh. Drop. Down. Yeah, what I want to say was, how did I forget already? Winston, what did I want to say? What did I want to say? It was about play. I don't remember. Get it? Good boy. Ish. 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 Oh, yeah. So make sure you let your dog win too, right? There's a struggle going on, right? Me and him are struggling. We're fighting over this toy. Yeah. But it's good to let your dog win because it boosts their confidence. They think, yeah, like I really took that toy from him. I'm Superman. I'm super strong. I could do this. Let them believe that. Oosh. Oosh. Drop. Hey, down. I hope you guys can still hear me. I know we're playing and it's probably a little bit loud, but just let me know if you can still hear me. I've heard that if a breeder lets you pick the individual puppy, it might not mean they're not reputable because they're matching the puppy's temperament to your specific lifestyle. Do I agree with that? Oh, with this, he also mentioned inquiring about puppies' parentage. Where I live, tail docking is required for most shows. Would focusing more on agility, accomplishments in the parent be a good alternative? So yeah, so to answer the docking question, so Australian Shepherds, their standard is for the tail to be docked. Like it's not a bad thing, personally, that if your breeder or a breeder says, I dock my dog's tail because they're keeping the breed standard alive. Personally, I like my Aussies with a tail. There are some dogs that I think you should definitely dock their tails. As an example, like you could say Dobermans, because a lot of the times their tails actually break. So it's good to actually dock their tails. But it comes down to like, I guess, preference as well and the breed standard. Just because he has his tail doesn't mean like he's the best dog in the world. Like he could definitely, genetically, he could be a lot better. But yeah, I wouldn't worry so much about the docking of the tail. Your other part was, I've heard that if breeders let you pick the individual puppy, it might mean they're not reputable because they aren't matching. Yeah, so that too, that is definitely a factor. But usually you can inquire, like you can say, hey, like I prefer this color, that color, male, female, whatever. But like at the end of the day, the breeder knows that, like knows the Winnie, relax. They know those puppies a lot better and they can match it to your lifestyle. So yeah, if they say like you could choose whatever puppy you want to, it might not be the best. When I got Bella, like I was actually like, she wasn't a reputable breeder. She was actually just starting out her like breeding career or whatever. So she had only 2 litters under her belt, and she actually let me choose Bella. Now Bella, she is more aloof, like way aloof, but it's also part of the breed. So like that doesn't bother me too much. Like she doesn't enjoy going up to people. Like she's suspicious of other people, but again, that's part of the breed too, so that doesn't bother me. But like I had to work on her confidence a lot. Like she was very fearful. Now she is not. Like you can see, like I put in a ton of work with her and she's opened up a lot, but she will never like willingly play with a random person or something like that. Again, I don't want that, which is fine. But her confidence, she needed a lot of work in her confidence. And the thing about that is that I was able to catch that at an early age. Like as soon as I brought her home, I knew exactly what we needed to work on, right? Like I broke down, I basically tested her and see how she was as a dog, as a puppy. And I said, okay, she needs to work on confidence, and her food drive needs to go up. So those were the things I really, really focused on, as well as building a relationship with her, right? So it's important when you get the dog, do your own assessment too and see what they're lacking. I'm sure the breeder will also tell you, like, no, this dog is a little aloof with people, or maybe like it doesn't really like other dogs or stuff like that. Like these are the little things that you need to pay attention to. On a related note, do you do agility training with your dogs in addition to command training? So I actually, like Bella, I'm gonna actually like put her in agility, like actually agility course. Hey, okay, you're just itching yourself. Putting her in agility classes. Like I have had her like jump over obstacles and things like that. But I'm actually going to focus her as an agility dog. So as that, like I do things differently with like between the both of them, right? I do a lot more stamina based play and stuff like that with her. Whereas him, it's more of like, it's fun and outlets, right? So like the tug, like when you play tug with your dog, right? Guys, your dog is killing this, right? This is prey and your dog is killing this. They're thrashing it around. They're trying to kill this. So he needs this kind of outlet. Her too, yes. But she's such a quick dog and she likes to move. So in my head, it's like she's the perfect agility dog and she's small. So, and she's very agile. So I did incorporate like a little like parkour stuff or whatever while we're playing and training. But she's really, I think next year, like hopefully early next year, I'm going to start doing like actual agility classes with her. Yeah, my Huskies are totally different. They're playful to almost everyone, even though I don't want that. Yeah, that, I mean, sometimes it's genetic too. And it also, down. It's also how you raise them. It could be genetic. Like and it's also the personality of the dog, right? So no dog is the same. Treat them as individuals and work on the things that you want with those dogs individually. All right, so, no, dummy, come back here, down. So I'm gonna try that, what I tried before with the target. Oh, you guys can't see that. Good. So he went into the HEEL well, but he ended up bouncing, and I really don't like that. So I'm gonna actually make it a little bit harder on the entrance. So I'm gonna walk by him and then tell him to get into position. Heel, good. Let's do a little walk, backwards, good. And he doesn't necessarily have to look at me. This is what happens. He gets overly excited. So for me to correct that, I'm not gonna like apply like physical correction to him, but in order for me to get past this hump, it's for him to release that energy earlier. So maybe I will walk forward and then tell him to go. I'll do that a few more times and then I'll create the duration a bit more. So heel, target, yes, good, whoa, yes, my big man, yes, oof. Oof. You see how strong this dog is? Jeez. Oof. And this is something, I actually had to but fix with him because his tug game before was good. Drop it. It was good, but it wasn't where I wanted it to be. Like, I felt like I was hindering the play a little bit. So I actually had to fix this with him. Like, I had to teach him, like, yeah, go all out on this toy. Yes. And like, try to rip it from me. Yeah. Ooh. What you got, huh? What you got? Oh, go man. Wow. Drop. This is something new he does before, and it's okay because I really want to work on his tug game, and I want to work on not possessiveness, but like strength with the tugging or whatnot. But when I say drop now or drop it, right before that, he does one more big like thrash and then lets it go. For now, it's okay because like I said, I was trying to fix his tug game, but eventually like he's gonna have to drop it like faster than that. Like he can do it, but sometimes he's like, let me give it one more shake. Yes, good. Drop. So like that he can do. Yes, good. Drop. See? Yes. Whoa. But when he really gets it, when he really gets into it, he likes to be a little bit of an asshole. And yes, I'm smacking him on the bum. Remember, dogs play physically. It's okay. I'm not hurting him. Whoa, big man. Yeah, drop. See, when he gets too into it, he likes to give one more thrash. But it's okay for now. Circle. Circle. Down. Good. Through. Down. Good. What are you doing? Come back here. Down. So it's important if your dog breaks that down, breaks any command, whatever, like put them back down in that place. Right? Tell them, no, you have to stay there. Now because you're an asshole, heel. Target. Yes. Good. Good man. Oosh. Yeah. What you got? What you got? Ooh, whoa. Drop. Down. Winston down. So, yeah. Make sure when you tell your dog down, make sure they go into a down. Don't let them get away with that. Let's see. So I'm going to bring Bella out soon now, actually, because he's been out for a while and Bella needs a little release. Do you have any questions about Winston before I put him away? Any questions about play? You're going to see they play similarly, but Bella is a bit more ginger. Well, she's not gingerly with it. She's just smaller, that's all it is. She has a lot of fight, but she's not as intense because she's smaller. Last minute questions about Winston. Cool, nothing. All right, I'm gonna put him away and, oh yeah, here's a little tip for you. After you're done playing with your dog, don't give them water right away because they're gonna overdrink and it's gonna cause some bloat. So let them chill first before giving them some water, or just monitor them while they're drinking the water to make sure they don't drink too much. But I'm just gonna put them away and take Bella out. Winnie, let's go, done. Crate. E. All right, mama. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, that's a big girl. All right. So little Miss Bella, she is out. So I'm gonna have her chill first. Mama, down. She already saw the toy. And I do different things with them. Like, I like to do a lot of obedience with Winston. One, because he likes obedience a lot. But it also helped. It helped with reactivity. It doesn't fix reactivity, but it helped reactivity. With her, she's a go dog. So I've been working on her, like, her mind as well. But she's honestly, she's all around a good dog. All around a good dog. All right, mama. And she's a very barky dog. Very barky dog. So you're gonna see she's not as like clean with her positions. Heel. Like what the hell? A bit closer. That's okay. Yes. Good. Come on. Come on. Come on. Ish. Yeah. Oosh. Yo. Big difference between them, right? She's not trying to kill me, or she's not trying to kill this toy. She's like, just, oh, there we go. There's the fight. Come on. Go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Ish. Ish. Drop. Yes. Drop. Ooh, circle. Down. Sit. Circle. Down. Good. Come. Yes. Good girl. Good job, mama. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, what you got? 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 Come on. Come on. Drop. Down. Good. Very, very good, mama. She actually is not, I think she may have just woken up. Usually she's a bit more into the tug, but I think she just woke up. I just took her out of her crate. Question, did you ever have a dog as a kid, or are these two your first dogs ever? These are my first dogs ever. I believe it or not, I was terrified of dogs growing up. Like where I lived, we'd always get chased by dogs and whatnot. And yeah, I was terrified of dogs. And it was like the last 5 years where I started to like I wasn't afraid anymore, right? Because I just, I met this dog, super gentle, super sweet, and just showed me the other side to dogs, right? So it showed me that not all dogs are assholes, and the ones, majority of the ones that are assholes are because they're not well trained. So from there, I kind of opened up to dogs, and then I wanted a dog, and my wife, she likes dogs, so yeah, we got a dog. We got 2 dogs. Get it. Oh, 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 oh. Eesh, yeah, come on. What you got? What you got? So she has a shitty bite right now. Look, it's on the side. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? So sometimes what you can do is just tell her to drop it and then get it back again. Or if they're biting on the edge here, you could kind of shove it a bit more into their mouth. So let's say she bit it. Yes, right? So, I mean, she has a good bite here. Oh, yes, good. So she has it in her mouth, and then I'll just shove it in, and then she'll bite harder, and then you can continue your play. Or just to create some frustration, you could do that. You could actually take it out from their mouth if they have a weak grip. Create some frustration with them, right? So they let go, and then you kind of tease them with it. You don't let them get it. And then eventually you let them get it, but they'll get a better grip on it. And they'll build a lot of drive for that toy, right? So a lot of the time, if you want to build drive for a toy, is create frustration in your dog. But good frustration, not bad frustration. Oh, 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 yeah, jump. Yes, oh, ish. Oh, there she is. Is she waking up now? Are you waking up now? Yeah, good girl. And sometimes I forget how small she is. So I'm playing with her as if I'm playing with Winston. And I'm like, oh shit, she's 30 pounds. She's not 60 pounds. Good girl. I'll let her chill a bit. Yeah, I got Winston right in the room on the side there in his crate. Usually he whines like a baby when he knows we're playing. But I think he got a good workout, so we're good. Was your plan always to get a second dog, or did you decide that after having Winston for a while? Also, when you got Bella, did you specifically plan on getting a female? So, uh, when we knew we always wanted a second dog. Like we got Winston, and then we're like, yeah, I want a second dog. And you know when you see, like, you start getting like videos of puppies or whatever on Instagram and whatnot. You're like, fuck, like I really want another dog now. So we ended, but we also wanted a child too. So it was either we get a puppy sooner and then we have a child, or we have a child and then we get a puppy like 5 years down the line, because there was no way in hell I was gonna raise a puppy and a child at the same time. It's too much work. It's very hectic. Like this will be my first child, but I just know like I will not be there for like 100% of the time for my puppy. So I want to space things out accordingly. So we got Bella, I think when Winston was like a year and 4 months or something like that. Actually, I don't even remember now. Yeah, so initially we were looking to get a second male, but I'm actually kind of glad. Like it worked out for the best. We got Bella. Like it was like she came to us really. Like we weren't picking the dog. Like it was really her coming to us, and I'm just glad that we were able to get her. It was a female, and it gives me experience too, right? Because at that time I knew I wanted to become a dog trainer. And I think like it's good to just broaden your horizon, right? Not just go with all males. Like have a female too. Like see how it is when a female's in heat. Because when I start training other people and their dogs and they have females too, like I could tell them, hey, like this is what I went through too, right? And these are the things that happen during heat, like from experience. So it kind of like worked out well in the end, and I'm glad it happened this way. And yeah, by the way, she is still intact and he is intact as well. So when she did go into heat, like it was bad, but people also over exaggerate it. Like if you have a good management plan and you just kind of, you know your dogs and you can see what they handle, what they can't handle, it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. You just keep them separated for like 3 weeks. And that's it. It's not that, it's just time consuming. That's it. Good girl. Look at you. I didn't put her in it down so she could get up. Yeah, sure. Yeah, just go, mama. Yeah, just go, mama. Yeah, just go, mama. Why are you so sneezy? Get it. I should have probably used food with her. I didn't think you were going to be so tired. Why are you being so tired? You're supposed to be the fun one. Come on. Yes. Come on. Come on. Ooh. Ooh. Good girl. Good job. Oosh. Oosh. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oosh. What you got? Ooh. Ooh. Whoa. Ah. Yeah. 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 What? 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 Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Yo, good girlie. Ooh. Drop. Yes. Good. Ooh. Whoa. Good girl. Drop. Down. Good girl. How did your dogs react to crate training at first? All of my past dogs weren't crate trained because I lived at home and my parents didn't believe in using crates. How long did it take? Okay. So the sooner, the better. So when you pick up your puppy, or if you pick up your puppy, the things that you should work on is potty training, crate training, and relationship building. Like, honestly, even maybe crate training is probably like the first thing you should work on. And it's one of the more easier things to work on because your puppy is a puppy and they need to sleep and they're going to sleep. So it's one of those things you can easily force upon them as a puppy. Obviously, you have to introduce it to them like while using food and whatnot. But for her, crate training was super easy. For him, was a bit more difficult, and I'll explain why. It was more difficult because when we moved, we got Winston. We moved into this house. We got Winston like a week or 2 weeks after, and we were still kind of adjusting things. And like we were really tired, and my wife couldn't handle the crying of him like being crated. So we had let him sleep outside of the crate. So when we wanted to introduce the crate, like a few weeks later, like he was really not having it. Like I have some videos, I think, of him actually crying in the crate. So there was this 1 week where my wife went like out of town on work, and it was just me and him. And I just, for like the next few days, like I just crate trained him, and that was it. Like that was it. Now there will be times like around your like the 6, 7 months, 8 months, where your dog is going to experience some regression in their training. So it could be crate training, it could be recall training, it could be any sort of training, but they'll experience some regression. And for him, it was crate training, and it was fucking annoying. It was like basically starting all over again. But the thing is with that is that you just have to stay consistent with it. It really isn't that bad, and it's for the best. Now, when I said at the beginning I didn't crate train him, when we did leave the house, when we both left the house, we would still just force him inside the crate. Like we weren't about to have our dog outside roaming our house, because that's a huge disaster that can happen. So yeah, the thing is, start as early as possible with the crate training so you don't have to have any headaches afterwards. Hey, mama. Yeah, she is super affectionate, like extremely affectionate. We got to see the other questions. Come on. Come on. Oh, DJ, what's up, buddy? How you been, man? Oh, you missed Winston. We were having a ball with Winston. He was the star of the show tonight. I thought it was going to be her, but you can see she just woke up. She's like yawning and shit right now. We did some play. You know, I might take Winston out again. Just because you're a little boring. We'll do some actual training after. You have what it takes? You have what it takes? Come. Good. Speak. Yes. Yeah, she's like half-assing. No, she's giving like 75% of what she usually gives. Huh? Good shot, mama. Why are you so tired? Why are you so tired? Ooh. Yeah. All right, I'm going to put you away. Drop. Good. I'm going to bring Winston out again. Let's go. Come on. I'll be right back. Come on, come on. 1, 2, 3. Wow, big girl. Okay. Now, typically, I never ever do this. Like, once I play with one or I play with the other, like, that's it for the rest of the night. But just because we're doing a live, I'll bring Winston out again. Yeah, usually after this, they'll eat, and then they sleep for the rest of the night. And it's good that you do it this way too, because when you're actually training your dog, like you're training them to do a new specific command or whatever, it's best to do these sessions short and sweet and with high accuracy. But since we're just playing, like, it's fine. Down. Good. Let me just read the comments first. Good boy. Hey, you cheater. Hey. No. No. Good. Down. Okay, good. Good. So one of the things for you guys that are new to the live, one of the things I was working on with him was just getting him to walk into a HEEL from the down. Then we go around the toy, back to it. Then I have him look at it and get it. But he was struggling with the around part, so we shortened it. So heel, target. Yes, good. Oh, yeah. Oh, good boy. Oh, good. Yeah. Oh, what you got, huh? What you got? Oh, that's a big man. Oh, yeah. Drop. Yes, good. Oof. Yeah. Oof. Oof. God damn. You're so big. What you got, huh? Oh, God. Oosh. Drop. Good. Down. Good. And this is another thing that I've been working on with him, actually. So you're going to see he's going to mess it up. But he used to be good coming in to the HEEL from afar. But now he hops into it. And it's kind of annoying because sometimes he hits me. So you'll see. Heel. Or he does this, which is not even a heel. He like goes onto the side. And the reason why he's doing that right now is because of this thing right here. So this is what I'll do instead. Usually I'll tell him like, no, like you did it wrong. Down. If I have it in my armpit, he's going to run into my armpit. So let's see, I have it in the back. Heel. Oh, fucker. Good. So it was not necessarily what I wanted. Hey. Good. Good. Good boy. Good. Target. No, target. Yes. Good. Yeah. Eesh. Oof. Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. He's like letting all his frustration out on me. Eesh. What you got? Oh, you getting tired now? You getting tired now? You getting tired now? Drop. Drop down. Good. Oh, chat disconnected. What the heck? Are you guys still there? All right. I remember you mentioned in one of your videos that you switched Winston and maybe Bella to raw diet. What were the reasons for making the switch? So first and foremost, yeah, he was on kibble first. He was on Stella and Chewy. And it was fine, it was great. But when you really think about it, dogs are carnivores, dogs are predators, therefore they should be eating meat. It's not like, there's no such thing as kibble out in the world, like out in nature, right? They would be eating meat, right? So that was the biggest reason why. Now, what comes along with that is a lot of the health benefits. So like kibbles are usually like highly processed. and they contain a whole bunch of junk. And they also contain a whole bunch of things that are not meant for dogs to consume. So what the raw diet is essentially what a predator like a dog would eat in the wild. So it's like 70% muscle meat, 10% organ meat, 10% fruit and vegetables, and I think like 10% bone. I could be off on the percentages, but it's all fresh food, right? It's fresh. It's what they should be eating, and there's just a ton of benefits with eating fresh food. Now, this doesn't mean to say that, all kibbles are horrible, and if you feed your dog kibble, you're a horrible dog owner. Like, that's not the case at all. Like, I have my cats, they eat kibble, right? They eat kibble and they also eat wet food, but they're primarily on kibble. And cats are strictly carnivores, right? Whereas dogs, they can eat like fruits and vegetables and whatnot. Yeah, it's mostly for the health benefits, and it's just more natural for them, right? And more safe and healthy. Right, buddy? Oh, Jesus! Oh, oh, yeah. Oh, God damn. I'm gonna rip my arms off. Oh, stop. Circle. Sit. Down. Good. I'll leave the toy here. Let's see what he can do. Actually, I'll do it on the side here so you can see. Heel. Fucker. You see, he just hops into it. I want him to walk into it. I'm gonna fix this later, but for now, just go get your toy. Shit. Oh, oh, God. Ish. Ish. Oh, you're really getting your exercise, but oosh. Ish. What you got? What you got? What you got, huh? Oh, drop. Down. E. Good. Did your vet provide specific recommendation on which meat to include in their diet, or did you find guidance through resources? I actually buy it pre-mixed because for me, I don't want the headache and the worry of having it properly balanced. I buy Big Country Raw. It's Canadian based, so I don't know if you live in the States or whatnot, but it's just easier for me. Like, you can totally create your own balanced diet, and there are resources out there, and it's going to be cheaper to do that rather than buying it pre-made and pre-mixed and whatnot. Yeah, my vet actually doesn't like the raw diet, believe it or not. But when I last brought them to get their exam, she was in like disbelief. She's like, "Your dogs are so healthy. They're so muscular. Like, what are you doing? Like, these are the healthiest dogs that come through our vet." And it's just funny because I'm just like, it's exercise and the raw diet. Like, that's what it is. I'm not giving him food that he cannot properly process. I'm not giving him food that is highly processed. I'm giving him like whole foods. Nothing is like, it's not even processed food. It's just the food. It's the food that you pick up from the supermarket, right? But obviously, like I said, I get Big Country Raw, so it's already pre-made or pre-mixed and properly balanced, right? I'm gonna be right back. My computer is about to die. I have to go get the charger. You make sure he stays in the down. Down. Good. All right, we're back in business. Yeah, but with the vet thing, like most vets will not recommend the raw diet. It's something that you have to kind of go out on your own and do. Yeah, I think there are more and more vets now coming out saying like, hey, this raw diet thing is actually pretty good. But from what I know, and like I've seen some podcasts too and on this stuff, it's like the vets that go through schooling know very, very little about the nutritional aspect of things for animals like dogs and cats. They're just told like, you know, if your dog has this problem, you feed them this kibble. If they need this, you feed them this kibble, that kibble, and so on. They're not taught about like these fresh foods and to give them, and they'll tell you like, yeah, raw food will have salmonella and a high chance of having salmonella and all these things, but like there's a risk with everything, even kibbles. There's been so many recalls on kibbles because of bacteria and salmonella and all this stuff. Nothing is foolproof, but again, these are predators. They're dogs. They're meant to eat these kind of meats. Their stomach is way more acidic that can handle raw food. And anyway, like us as humans, we eat raw food too. We eat sushi and stuff like that. So yeah, I will say this, don't be afraid to try the raw diet. It might not work for your dog, but there's a high chance that your dog will take to it, right? Because again, they're built for this. And if they don't, you can always just switch back to kibble. Like it's not the end of the world. Your dog is not going to die. But yeah, he eats raw. We also give him raw bones, like chicken bones, duck feet, chicken carcasses, like everything raw. The only thing raw that he doesn't eat are basically treats. But even at that, I don't really give him too many treats. And if I do, they're freeze-dried treats. So yeah. I don't know if you can hear him panting. He is going crazy, man. So if you guys have any more questions, let me know. We're going to wrap up soon. I'll probably do like one little last few commands with Winston and then call it a night. Let me know if you guys enjoy these live sessions because I've always liked doing them. Like I've done a couple in the past outside, but now like it's cold. Right, I live in Canada, so it's cold and it gets dark fast and whatnot. So I've started to do the training inside again. But yeah, if you guys enjoy these sessions or these lives, like I'll continuously do them, maybe like every 2 weeks or every month or whatever. And I'll look into doing some sort of like online help for you guys too, like a subscription service or something like that. Where I can help you guys individually, one-on-one with actually your specific needs. Cool, I'm just waiting for some questions. If not, then I will wrap up with Winston, few commands, and then that's it. Sit. Good. I like this command. Orbit. I like that one. Good. Heel. You see this, that jumpingness. That's what I have to stop. No. Here. And this is just, like this is leaking. He's leaking. I need to control his mind a bit better. Heel. And Another reason why he's doing this, that he's chaotic like this, is because I'm using a toy. When it's with food, he's not this bad at all. But when it comes to the toy, he leaks a lot. Down. Good. Circle. Down. Good. Good. Crackers. Pizza. Bananas. Cookies. Yabba dabba doo. Yes. Washa. Yasha go, man. Oh. Yasha. Whoosh. Whoosh. What you got? Ish. Ooh. Ooh. Oosh. Ooh. Ooh. God dang. God dang. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Good. Ish. Oh. Yes. Oh. Good. Drop. Good. And it's always when you're finished with a session, let them know. Done. No more. Now he's gonna look for some water. Winston, come back here. I don't want you to drink yet. Down. Hey. Down. Hey. Winnie. Down. Crazy boy. Thank you for answering all my questions. I found it very useful or helpful, and will likely look back on this in the future for assistance. Thank you so much. I'm glad you found it helpful. I enjoy doing these, like I said, and I like helping people. And again, this is like part of my job now, right? Like I said, I'm becoming a dog trainer, and I'm gonna be starting up like officially at the company January. Like I'm doing my stage work now. And I did my courses over the summer. Now I'm doing my stage work where I'm, hands-on with all the dogs and whatever. I have to do like 100 hours, and I'm basically at the end of that. So in the new year, new job, same me, and be looking to help you guys as much as I can. So thank you, everyone. It's been fun, and I'll let you guys know when the next live goes up. I'll try and squeeze one in before my wife gives birth. But yeah, have a good night, guys.